Alright. Um, there's some chaos going on upstairs. I can hear it. But let's go pay a visit to Malleolus or whatever his name is. Quentin Tarantino. Oh shit, we're not gonna just bring out a fucking bow. Hey, Mariolus. Areola.
Get out of my villa before I have Domitius throw you out.
Oh, I can't talk to him anymore.
Get...
Fuck. Fucking A. Well, I ruined this run, I guess, but, can't talk to him this time. Yeah, let's talk to her. Where is she? Where is she? What the fuck? Hello? Where is she? Oh, there you are. Here, let's go take a bath together.
Follow me.
Alright, so hopefully this will be fine. We get to learn more. I can't believe I can't talk to Malesius or whatever his name is. Maleficent about this shit. Like, it's fucked up. Hello? What's he shaking? Oh, she's shaking. Cretia. Yeah, let's go take a bath, babe. Oh, hello? Oh. Hey. This looks like a nice bath, shit. So can I like cannonball or like what? Alright, we good? We good?
All right, you're here. You were asking how I knew the young woman you met by the river was wearing a hood. Here, look down at the bottom of the baths. It's a little hard to make out in this light. If only we could see. Oh, what a marvelous
hood.
lamp. But do you see it? Somebody waking up by a river in a forest to find a hooded figure with a coin.
Ah.
It's just as you described it, only your pronunciation is a little off. The name you heard wasn't Karen. It was C-H-A-R-O-N.
Hey, this is a...
As in, Charon, the ferryman of the
That's
dead.
pretty good.
Charon,
It's
who
funny.
in exchange for the right coin,
That's a good.
helps the
That's a
souls
good
of the
one.
newly deceased cross the Styx, the river that separates the land of the living from the land of the dead.
That's good.
When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, but all I found was some loose change.
Loose change.
Feels
Yep.
like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job
Dead
with
job.
an endless commute.
Oh, that's pretty
Sorry
good.
if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
Karen.
I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. I take it you know what this means.
It's funny because there's another game I played where this exact joke was played out. You're not gonna see it. I tried Let's Playing it, but like I can only get through halfway through, and I was just like, it's a good game, but it just wasn't capturing me. I didn't really feel the need to play it. But they made the same joke. So in the beginning of it's basically like you're a bird that like, or a raven, and like it's all like birds and animals and stuff, but like basically birds are like messengers of like the gods. They're kind of like Shinigami, or like death gods. They're like kind of grim reapers, I guess. And so but like in this grim reaper world of birds, It's very bureaucratic, very like not bureaucratic, but like very business-like. So there's a lot of like business bullshit that they have to deal with. So the first person you meet, I think his name was either Sharon, it was like Karen, or no, I think it was actually Sharon, Karen, like the CH one. And I was like, oh, okay. And then like or maybe it was Karen, and like it was like they were like they took you to and from the place of the dead, the underworld. I forget. I can't remember. But they had the same exact joke, but they didn't spell it out for you like this. This I was the one that was like, wait, that's supposed to be a reference to Karen, like the person in, like, you know, I got the reference, but this just really kind of just explains it. Like explains the joke. So I think this is like okay. I mean, like I don't think most people got the joke in the other game, but wow, this topic really didn't make any sense for you, did it? This place is the underworld.
I'm afraid so.
Well, that sucks.
It's all
We're
starting
dead.
to make sense. All these people whose last memory was running from the fires toward the river. It seems none of them escaped with their lives after all. Perhaps we should be grateful they don't remember their final moments. It also tells us that the Golden Rule is the work of Pluto, the god of the underworld, and why his epithet has always been Father of Riches. I know it's a lot to take in, and you look as if you have questions, so I'll try to answer them if I can.
Okay. So we're dead?
That was my first thought too. In the old stories, the underworld was where the souls of the deceased were taken. But it was also possible for the living to reach it without dying. if
Yeah, like
they
in
were particularly
Hercules.
fearless. So I'm afraid I don't know.
Oh, what can you tell me about Karen?
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting you're not from here. If you were Roman, or even Greek, you would know these stories. Each of them is slightly different, whether the storyteller was Plato, Homer, Virgil, or Ovid. But they always involved the souls of the dead meeting a grim ferryman named Charon on the bank of a river. It was said that he'd help the new arrival cross, only if they could pay him with a coin, an obol. That's why it was once our custom to bury our loved ones with a coin in their mouths. Charon's obol, we called it. Of course, an obol was a kind of Greek coin, because we inherited this knowledge from the Greeks.
Why didn't you all recognize Karen
To be
immediately?
fair, the ferryman isn't exactly as the poets described, and he, she, they...
You can't
they
call
seem to
someone he,
appear to
she.
different people in different
They's a
guises.
little bit more acceptable.
You say you saw a young woman named Karen with a hood, and I once heard Kabash mention a stranger in a ram headdress named Kerti.
Ah,
And Rufius
Kurti.
described meeting a stranger named Kumut Tabal wearing an eagle headdress. But whatever form this stranger took, they were always wearing a hood of some sort, and their name always began with a K sound. I suspect the only way you'll solve this riddle is if your paths cross again.
Why are there so few people in the underworld?
Good question. Let's see. In the stories, Charon would always require a coin as payment for passage across the river, but that never made any sense to me. What does an ancient immortal being need with coins?
It's just the
In
idea of
our
it.
case, it seems Charon didn't take the coins we had. He or she merely checked we had one in our possession. So, maybe there's something special about the coins each of us
It's
has
like an
on us.
offering. It's not like
That
they don't
might
care. Like
explain why
the
we
gods
wound
don't
up
care if you
here,
like dump
but
a
so
bottle of
many others
wine
did not.
for them, or like sacrifice an animal. It doesn't really matter. It's just like the idea of like, oh, you were sacrificing to me. That's like, wasn't that like the point? You're trying to keep this from me?
No. I mean, I had my suspicions, especially after Livia's ramblings, but I would never have figured it out without your help. I promise you.
Alright, that's all the questions I had.
Now that we know where we are, we have to figure out what to do about it, if we don't want to be cast into gold for eternity. We don't have much to go on, except the old stories. I remember 4 in particular about heroes in the underworld. Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter. Orpheus, a Thracian poet. Sisyphus, a
Orpheus.
king of Ephyra. And Aeneas, a Trojan hero. Hercules was able to leave the underworld because he cowed its god with his strength. Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. They persuaded the goddess of the underworld, Proserpina, to help
Well,
them
we need to do
escape.
that, I
And
think.
finally, Aeneas was able to escape with the help of a spirit guide, who led him through a secret gate.
Those are three
So it
options of
seems you have
beating the
two
game.
options: to confront the god of the underworld head-on, or find a way to escape
I
with the
don't
help
know
of
if we can do the
Proserpina or some
first
other
one.
guide.
Can we just escape the way we came
It's a
in?
reasonable question, but the problem is, this place is fairly well designed to keep us here. There's no way to climb up the shaft. And even if you could build a ladder big enough, just trying it would break the golden rule. We know that, thanks to the writings left behind by those who've tried.
Oh. I've noticed you seem uncomfortable calling the god of the underworld by his name. Why is
All
that?
Romans try to avoid saying it, and the reason is quite simple. He might hear us. You may refer to him as Pluto, if you wish, but you'll only be calling attention to yourself. Do so at your own peril.
Tell me more about confronting Pluto head on.
Is everyone so blunt where you're from?
I'm just an asshole.
That option would be the boldest, but also the only way to learn the truth about the Golden Rule, and maybe even put an end to it. As I said, Hercules managed to overpower the god of the underworld, but he was a demigod. Forgive my candor, but you are no Hercules.
That's fair. I have a few tricks up my
I'll
sleeve.
admit, you do seem different to anyone I've ever met. And even that lamp of yours looks like something Prometheus might have stolen from the gods. So,
Yeah.
if you want to confront him, I'll help you as much as I can. Who knows? Perhaps your name will be uttered in the same sentence as Hercules one day. But first, you'd need an audience with you-know-who, and for that, you'll need to enter the great temple overlooking the city. The problem is, the door has been sealed shut for as long as I've lived here, and there doesn't even seem to be a keyhole. I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated obelisk in front of it. I'm not sure if you noticed, but there are 4 plaques missing from its base. It looks as though somebody, or a series of somebodies, forcibly removed them, and in doing so, dishonored and angered our divine keeper. If you could recover and replace all 4 of those missing plaques, I imagine he might be willing to receive an audience again.
What can you tell me about the
It's
obelisk?
the towering stone monument with 4 sides and a pyramid-shaped head that stands before the great temple, a dedication to the god of this place. You'll find them all over Rome, but of course they were looted from Egypt many years ago. It seems one of them made its way here too, although how is a mystery. However,
How
this
mysterious.
one is unusual in that each of the 4 sides is decorated in a different style: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and another I don't recognize. That means you'll need to recover 4 different plaques: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and a 4th, a mystery plaque.
Huh. Oh, maybe I don't want to do the Herculean task. Maybe I want to do the other one. Oh, fuck. Maybe I didn't know. I thought I would have... Where would I find the
Good
Roman plaque?
question. To answer that, we first need to ask who would have defaced the obelisk in the first place. It would have had the god's name engraved into it, so it may be that whoever desecrated it wanted that name to be forgotten. And there's only one group of people I know of who might want to do that. There's a cult in Rome that often argued there is only one true god. Theirs, of course. They've been known to start fires, as well as deface religious monuments whose existence challenged their beliefs. If I were you, I'd go looking for them. Of course, they've all been in hiding since the fire last year, so finding them won't be easy. But I did hear a rumor they have a secret shrine somewhere in the city. Perhaps, if you could find that, you might be able to recover the Roman plaque.
Where would I find the
I
Greek
don't
plaque?
know. But perhaps you should begin your search with the local Greek fellow, Georgius. His store is in the forum.
It's fair. Should I find the Egyptian
Perhaps
plaque?
Kabash, our Egyptian resident, will be able to tell us. Unfortunately, he disappeared weeks ago.
That sucks.
But I did hear Aurelia is peddling rumors about him at the tavern, so perhaps you could talk to her, or just take a look in his room.
Okay. Where would I find the mystery
I'm afraid
plaque?
you're on your own with that one, but perhaps finding the other three will illuminate the way.
Let's talk about something else. Tell me more about escaping with the help of Proserpina or a guide.
As I mentioned, both Orpheus and Sisyphus were said to have persuaded Proserpina to help them escape, and Aeneas was guided to the exit. The problem is, those are the stories of a poet, a self-aggrandizing king, and a brawler about their own heroic deeds, so they should be taken with a grain of salt. First, Proserpina. What we do know about her is, well, it's a grim tale. It's said the god of the underworld abducted and dragged her here against her will, forcing her into marriage.
Sucks to suck. That's horrible.
It is. The gods are a mirror image of mankind, as far as cruelty is concerned, I'm afraid. If the stories are true, I imagine she's as desperate to escape as we are. If she really did help Orpheus and Sisyphus, perhaps she'll help us too. The problem is, how do we communicate with her without being noticed by her captor? Leaving that aside for a moment, there is also the possibility of a spirit guide. I don't suppose you've come across one of those in your travels?
Can't say I have. Oh, well, yeah, I hear the female statues whispering to me every now and then.
Truly? And you're only bringing this up now?
Well,
Then
people think
again,
I'm crazy.
I suppose you were worried I'd think you were as mad as Navia.
Yeah.
Can you tell me more? Is it the same voice? What kinds of thing does it say?
It's always the same voice, and she's helpful if a little cryptic.
Fascinating. Perhaps she's a benevolent spirit. Or perhaps... Perhaps you're hearing the voice of Proserpina herself.
Maybe.
If she has indeed been abducted, it would make sense for her to speak in cryptic whispers to avoid detection. Tell me, has she told you anything that might lead you to the way out?
Not yet.
Oh, I see. Well, let me know if you hear anything that might be a thread through this labyrinth.
Okay. Alright, I'm ready to get started.
I would suggest not discussing this with anyone. The best we can do for them is to let them remain oblivious for as long as possible. As for Livia, it seems she's been shouldering the weight of this terrible
That
secret
sucks.
all this time. Perhaps it would comfort her to
Yeah,
know
let's
she's not
talk
alone.
to Livia. She probably needs that shit. Let's chat with Livia.
In any case, time is of the essence, so you'd best begin. May Fortuna guide you. Although you may not need her with Proserpina on your side.
Alright. Whee!
Ave.
Ave. Damn. Fast as fuck, boy. Come on, load, 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 load. Actually. Hey, can I ask you a question?
Hello? Hello? Have we met before?
Oh, maybe not. Let's talk about
My
your
friend
treasure.
Hannibal used to look after me. He said he always would. But then
Ave.
he died. It was very sad. He said if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something very precious hidden away. He gave me this key and made me promise to keep it safe until I found the treasure. But I couldn't find it. All I remember is he said something about the cisterns.
Okay,
Now
yeah, we know
nobody
that.
looks after me.
Fair enough. No way
You're
out of
going
here.
to let me out of here.
Asked if you know a way out of here.
Please.
Never mind. Okay, I'll be
Bye-bye.
going. Okay. Oh. What are you doing in here? I guess he did mention that you come in here sometimes. Okay. That checks out. Which way? Hey. Alright. Liv's gonna be so fucking thrilled. She's gonna be like, you're an idiot. You found out. Now you're gonna
Just
be
as
like
the
me.
ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls.
Yeah,
But
'cause it's the
it does
underworld.
not notice the crowds that come.
I figured it out. I know where we
Say
are.
it. Speak its name.
The
Then
underworld.
it is true. I was right.
You
I
were.
thought I saw it, but when the rest of them could not, I kept thinking I must have gone insane. I had to tell myself it was true over and over again, until I wasn't sure if I was deceiving myself. I must apologize if my words seemed cryptic.
You gonna look at me?
I'd found comfort in reciting the Metamorphoses by our great poet Ovid. He gives
Ovid.
such an uncanny description of this place. I cannot help but wonder if he himself came here. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
I will do my best to remember the relevant verse.
Yeah, you do
There is
that.
a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions. The sluggish Styx exhales vapor, and by that way, the shadows of the newly dead descend, entombed with full rites, and the ghosts of those, at last, given proper burial. The wide, thorny waste is cold and pallid, and the newly arrived shades are ignorant of the road that leads to the Stygian city, where Black Dis has his cruel palace. As the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls, and is never too small for any populace, nor notices the crowds that come. There the bloodless shadows wander without
Bloodless
flesh
shadows.
or bone. Some crowd the forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives. And still others incur punishment. I hope I have done it justice. And now we
Sounds
share a
good.
secret. It's as if you've lifted a great burden from my shoulders. Thank you, friend. I think I should rest.
Cool. Go take a nap. Cool. Need resolved. Greek plaque. That's Dooley about Georges. What's behind closed doors? Yeah, you won't talk to me. Release him. Should probably do this then. Line intervention. A virtuous man.
Vote
Oh, yeah.
for Malleolus for a free drink at... Back again.
I'm looking for Kabash. Have you seen him?
Not for a few weeks now. Last time I saw him, he was sitting at a table with Georgius, whispering about some job. I remember because they kept looking over their shoulders as if they didn't want anyone else to know. So, naturally, I hovered. The
Harvard.
one word I kept hearing was vanishing, and then, the next day, Kabash just disappeared. Coincidence? I think not.
Alright, I'll be
Alright,
going now.
see.
Well, that helps me out a little bit. Maybe we should go pay a visit to our old friend. Kabish. Or Georgius. It's getting nighttime. We don't have much longer. Right? Hey, Georgius.
Greetings and salutations. Greetings. I'm Georgius. It gladdens me to see another foreigner in our midst.
We've met
we
before,
must
Georgius.
stick together, you and I.
I know. You want to know where I'm from, but I really want to ask you some
My
questions.
friend, your words intrigue me more and more. But yes, very well. Ask me what you will.
Oh. I'm looking for Kabash. I heard you were one of the last people to see him.
I knew this day would come. I do not wish to lie to you, my friend, but even discussing this matter is dangerous. Please, let us leave the live coals safely beneath the ash.
You can trust me. We foreigners have to stick together, remember?
Very well. But the magistrate would not look kindly upon this, so please keep it to yourself.
Okay.
For several months now, I have been sneaking out at night to worship the gods of my ancestors in the temple of Demeter.
Ah.
Each day, I leave offerings of food in the hope that we may have a bountiful harvest. And yet the next day, when I return, the food is missing.
How strange.
So I ask, who or what is devouring the food in this temple? Stranger still. Once I sat in front of my shop like the 100-eyed Argus until dawn to see if I could spot a thief going in. But do you know what I saw?
I have no idea.
Nothing. Nobody entered. And yet when I went to take a look, my offering was gone. It is bizarre, is it not? When I told my friend Kabash of this at the tavern, he offered to help investigate. He went in, and to my dismay, he was never seen again.
Oh. Where's the Temple
It
of
is the
Demeter?
only Greek temple in the city. Head towards the baths, and it is the last building on your right.
Oh shit, yeah, I remember passing by that. I'm off to the temple
I do
then.
not think you should pursue this, my friend. It would break my heart to be responsible for 2 people disappearing. But you do not strike me as a kind of person to be deterred by such warnings, so just be careful, I beg you.
Okay. Oh, hello?
You there? I'm sorry to trouble you, but I couldn't help but notice that fine bow you're carrying. No idea how you managed to get your hands on it, especially in the light of our dear old magistrate's ban, but I'm impressed. And before you ask, no, I wouldn't dream of trying to buy it from you. I have no use for a wooden bow myself. But I would like to propose a joint business venture of sorts.
Oh, I don't trust this. But go
Tell
on.
me, do you have any idea how people here end up as golden statues?
The statues come to life and fire golden bows, arrows at
And here
them.
I was thinking I was the only one to figure it out. In any case, supposedly 1 or 2 of those arrows is enough to turn a full-grown man into gold. Now, of course, that is a travesty, a terrible, horrible waste of human life which has to be stopped. And yet, on the other hand, I can't help but think of a tale told by that Greek fella Aesop, the goose that laid the golden egg. With the ability to transmute organic matter into gold, one could create infinite wealth. Use your imagination. Golden animals, insects, trees and plants. The Midas touch without the drawbacks. We are talking riches beyond imagining. And even if we were to split all those riches between the 2 of us, half of infinite wealth is still infinite. Interested?
I'm interested.
Excellent. So the first question is, how do we get our hands on one of those golden bows? Now, I have a plan, but first, tell me, are you familiar with the story of the goddess Diana?
Not really.
No problem. Allow me to explain. Diana is our goddess of the hunt, the moon, and the underworld, depending on who you ask. The one thing priests and poets agree on is that she carried with her a golden bow and a quiver of golden arrows. And it just so happens that there is a shrine of Diana in this very forum,
Oh.
with a prominent statue of the goddess herself. And would you like to guess what she's holding in her hand?
A golden bow.
Precisely. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent in that temple staring at it, trying to figure out how to retrieve it without breaking you know what.
But you want me to steal
Oh,
it?
gods no. If you tried that, we'd all be dead within moments, I'm sure. No, here's what I propose. You give your bow to me, I cover it in a thin layer of gold leaf, and we create a replica of a golden bow. Then you enter the shrine, extinguish the braziers, and under cover of darkness, swap out the fake for the original. It's not theft exactly, it's more of a trade. But make no mistake, this is a dangerous path, and there's no way of knowing where it will lead. But in my experience, all the best adventures begin with a risky first step. Now,
Interesting.
you must have questions. Ask away.
Interesting. Why can't you do it yourself?
I'm more of an ideas man, whereas you're obviously the more resourceful and heroic type. I have complete confidence in you.
Isn't that extremely
When
dangerous?
Prometheus stole fire from the gods and became a hero to all mankind, do you think he was worried about the danger?
Probably. Prometheus was also punished for eternity, if I recall
Only because he
correctly.
was silly enough to get caught.
So why
because
can't I
the
take it?
gods would see you, of course. Hence my proposal.
Okay, that's all the
So,
questions I had. If you don't like action or horror elements, feel free to decline. Alright, I'll do it.
Wonderful. Now, if you'll hand over your bow, I can get started applying a layer of gold leaf. This is a quality weapon. Now, bear with me for a moment. And here we are, a gold leaf bow.
Well, I can decide if I actually want to do it. Fake gold bow. Okay.
Now I've gone and unlocked the Shrine of Diana for you, so as quick as you can, head on inside. It's just at the end of the street on the left. May the gods not watch over you.
Thanks. I mean, I could do that, but... Here, let's go to the Egyptian plaque first. Temple of Demeter. Base. Greek statue, probably of a goddess of whom perhaps a local Greek resident knows more about her. Yeah. Perhaps. Let's see to crouch. Oh, hello? Hello? Oh, a liar. Lear. I forgot how to pronounce that word. Oh, nice bust. So what is the difference between a liar and a loot? Loots for the sloots. Oh, hello. Whoa. Oh, hello?
You carry the gift of Prometheus in your hand. Remarkable.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Welcome, welcome. May I ask your name?
I'm Cousin Billy.
It's a sincere pleasure to meet you. Tell me, what brings you all the way down here?
I'm looking for Kabash.
Ah, Kabash. I know this man. He came through here some weeks ago.
Oh.
I will tell you everything I know, but first, a request. I've been living down here alone for many years, with nobody to talk to but myself.
Why?
The one thing I long for above all else before I die is a good philosophical argument with somebody astute.
I got this.
I'm hoping that person is you. Let us find out with this simple question. Have you deduced the name of the god responsible for the Golden Rule?
Yep. Pluto, god of the underworld.
Excellent. I see you are indeed quite astute. Very few come to that realization before their time in the sun is over. Now, will you join me in a friendly Socratic dialogue?
If I have
Good
to.
enough for me. Now, let me begin with a question. Would you say you know the difference between right and wrong?
I'm not sure. It's a complex question.
You are an overthinker too. We're the same then. It is probably why I became a philosopher. But if you struggle with right and wrong normally, then down here with the golden rule, surely your struggle can only have become more difficult.
It is.
Well, that's reassuring. And the truth is, you're not alone. You see, out there in the world, being uncertain about right and wrong was acceptable, because our mistakes rarely had consequences. So we would tell lies and bend rules and turn a blind eye and rationalize, and yet still find a way to think of ourselves as good people. But under the golden rule, morality matters. The slightest wrongdoing could result in a mass execution. So to navigate this maze, we would have to be certain about the difference between right and wrong. Wouldn't you agree?
Of course.
So let me ask you this. Is there one system of morality which is always perfectly correct, which you could follow in every situation and always do the right thing?
There's more than one.
How can that be? Since they all have differences, it follows that in some cases they would offer different conclusions about what is right and wrong. If there is a correct moral code, then wouldn't it follow that only one can be the correct one?
The correct moral code depends on the laws and customs of whichever society you're in.
You know, I think you'd find an ally in Herodotus, a scribe from among my people who lived some 400 years ago. He told the story of a man named Darius, whose curiosity was piqued when he learned that a certain tribe had the practice of eating their dead. He asked some Greeks who burnt their dead, "What would it take for you to eat your dead?" Aghast, they replied, "Nothing." Then he asked the tribe who ate their dead, "What would it take for you to burn your dead?" "Nothing," they replied, equally aghast. From this, Herodotus concluded that custom is king, that right and wrong are merely local ideas which do not survive the journey from one tribe to another.
Yeah.
I take it you're in agreement?
Yes.
Then let me ask you this. If you visited a tribe where they ate each other, copulated with the dead, and drank wine from cups made out of human skulls, would you still maintain that within such a tribe, there is nothing wrong with such conduct?
No, I suppose
and that's
not.
A credit to you. It is the mark of a civilized person to change their position when presented with a superior argument.
Wait, I want to change my answer. No. What's your point?
My point is this. I don't think anyone alive truly knows any hard and fast rules about right and wrong.
I'm not sure about that. What about do not kill?
Surely you would agree there are circumstances where an exception may be made, such as where it is necessary for self-defense or to prevent a greater evil.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like child back in time and kill baby Hitler.
Situations in which that rule may be suspended, and those situations are impossible to codify. If there is one thing I have observed about rules, it is that virtuous people do not need them, and evil people will always find a way around them. And so we must accept our limitations, and the sad truth that no human society will ever achieve the utopia for which it strives. In mathematics, we would call it an asymptote, a line that can be approached but never reached. Because the only way to create a utopia is with the ever-present threat of force, such as the Golden Rule. This and no other is the root from which a tyrant springs when he first appears as a protector. And life under tyranny is no utopia at all.
agree.
I'm glad to hear that. In any case, thank you for humoring an old man. I would be happy to answer your questions.
Alright, what's your story,
You
dude?
mean, how did I end up living alone in this cave with nothing but these relics of the past for company? It's a long story.
Why am I not surprised? I'm listening.
I was a quarrelsome young man. At 19, I left Corinth for Rome to study rhetoric at one of her finest academies, so I could argue more forcefully. Back then, I used to enjoy verbally sparring with everyone I could, and I was good. One night, I found myself in a tavern in an argument with a drunk mercenary. It became heated, he drew a gladius, and I won the argument, but lost my life. I woke up on the banks of the Styx at a campfire opposite Karen. Of course, I tried to persuade her to let me return, but even with all my skill, I failed. I settled in, made friends, and learned what I could, quickly realizing our little community faced certain death under the Golden Rule. So I began looking for a place to hide underground. Fortunately, I found this place waiting for me. You see, I was not the first to take refuge here. I returned to my friends above, persuaded them to join me, and 12 of us descended for the last time to live out our days hidden from Hades.
Hades tyranny. Hades. Hades, you mean Pluto?
They're one and the same. The Romans call him Pluto, but long before that, my people called him Hades.
Why can't you return to the
My
surface?
generation was wiped out, turned to gold, many years ago. My friends and I were able to avoid the same fate by hiding down here. I think it's safest to assume that if I was to return, Hades would realize that his furies hadn't finished the job, and he'd send them after me again.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. Alright. So, yeah, like, why can't you tell me your name?
I fear that if you were to utter my name in the city, even by mistake, that Hades would hear you and know I am still alive.
That's fair, but I really want to know who you are. Where's everyone
I'm
else?
afraid I am the only one left. There were 12 of us in the beginning, but one by one, my friends passed away. Some from malnutrition, others from
Yeah, you're living in a
madness
fucking
and despair.
cave. I'm not
It
surprised.
has been lonely. Before my unexpected visit from Kabash some weeks ago, I'd not seen another person in many, many years.
Jesus Christ. How have you survived down
Living in
here?
darkness is not without its challenges. The first challenge is diet. Fortunately, I found that eating fresh fish provides most of the nutrients I need. And sometimes, when there are Greek people living up above, I surface at night and salvage the offerings they've left in the temple of Demeter.
Ah.
The greater challenge is the isolation. So I like to imagine arguments, where I argue both sides. But, like so many things in life, arguments are better with a partner.
Let's talk
As
about
you
something
wish.
else. Do you know a way out of here?
If I did,
I mean,
would I be living like
that's
this?
fair. What do you think about the
Did we
golden
not
rule?
discuss it at length already?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Do you know where I can find a plaque that was removed from the
you
obelisk?
seek the plaque bearing the Egyptian inscription.
That's the
It
one.
is a cursed object, and I would be happy to give it to you if Kabash had
Oh,
not
he
already
motherfucker
taken
has it? Alright, then tell me where
I will
Kabash
tell
is.
you, but you may find him hostile. To prepare for your encounter, there are certain things you must know. Very few know this, but before the Romans came to this city, it was once entirely Greek. The architecture, the temples, and the people. When the Romans came, in typical fashion, they claimed it as their own, built over everything that could be built over, and renamed the things that could not. Thus, the Shrine of Persephone became the Shrine of Proserpina. And when they found an obelisk bearing the name Hades, they tore it off and replaced it with Pluto instead. And the city's dwindling Greek residents, witnessing this compulsive Roman conquest, decided to preserve what they could of their heritage. They gathered their art and valuables, secreted them away through the Temple of Demeter, and hid them here, out of reach of the Romans.
Huh. I'm with you so
However,
far.
there was one thing that always seemed out of place to me, and it is the very thing you seek. An even older plaque bearing an Egyptian inscription.
What did it
I
say?
had no idea until years later, when the first of my friends began to die. As a result of their deaths, we began to dig catacombs branching off from this cavern to lay them to rest. We extended the tunnel so far that we accidentally discovered another, an even older tunnel, which somebody had gone to great lengths to keep hidden. Suddenly it made sense why there was an out-of-place Egyptian plaque among our people's possessions. You see, we proud Greeks had thought the Romans beasts for stealing and corrupting our heritage. But it turns out this game has been going on much longer than any of us imagined. I think it is best you head through the catacombs and follow Kabash's trail.
What's in
There are
there?
certain things you must see for yourself.
Okay.
Take this key. You'll need it to open the gate.
Fair. Oh, that's an old key. That is a very old key. I'll be
I
going now.
enjoyed our chat, but please, keep my presence here a secret, yes?
Alright, I will. I'll be nice. Wait, what's up here? Oh, it just takes me back down there. Oh, okay, never mind.
Ah, you've returned.
Yeah, kinda, but like not really. Inspect the bathtub.
You carry the gift of Prometheus.
I do,
in
don't
your
I?
hand. Remarkable.
Oh yeah. The nutrients of the fish must have helped the old man compensate for the lack of sunlight. Okay. Alright, well, here's the catacombs. The cat or combs. Oh shit. Friend of the philosopher. Oh shit, okay. I'm sorry about your friends. Damn. Why couldn't you just tell me? Like, this is fucking creepy. Okay. Oh. Hello? God. Oh God, there's monsters? Fuck. This game didn't tell me there was gonna be monsters. Give me the fucking arrows. God damn it. Locked from the other side, huh? God damn it, I didn't think there was gonna be monsters in this game. Is that another monster? It's just this golden statue. Gotti. Get the fuck down, bitch. Oh, I mean, maybe they're zombies. You guys like zombies or something? That took a lot. Egyptian, this many shall suffer for the sins of the one. Oh God, this has been happening for a while now, hasn't it? Are you running from the monsters? Oh, you can't get me from up here. Ow. And they got me. Hey. Well, that's not fair. Let's get a better look at them. Ah, they're like mummies. Hey. Fusro, duh. Okay. Oh, is that Ra? Oh shit, hello?
Stop. Do not come any closer.
Are you Kabash?
Who are you?
I'm Cousin Billy. Who are you?
I am Kabash.
Oh, shit.
And let me guess. Another Greek or Roman come to loot and plunder the resting place of my ancestors.
Do I look Greek or Roman to you?
Trousers, boots, curious hair. No, I suppose you do not. Then what do you want?
I'm just looking for an Egyptian plaque.
To what end?
I want to return it to the obelisk.
That is welcome news. You really are not Greek or Roman, are you? I was planning to return it myself, but for now, I must remain. Here, take it and restore the honor of Osiris.
Osiris, Lord of Silence. So Osiris, Hades, Pluto. That was a little too easy.
Now, as for the other plaque.
The other plaque. The fourth plaque? You know about that?
Indeed. I have it right here.
What?
I stumbled across a collection of dusty curiosities while searching for a place to hide from the hungry children of Amit. And there it was.
May I have
You
it?
may not. In
Why?
fact, I am about to destroy it.
Don't do that. Why?
Because it speaks a treacherous, blasphemous lie.
How so?
I will tell you. But first, do you know what this place is?
The Duat?
Indeed. And I see you know our history. This is the Duat. See what has become of it. I have been down here for weeks, piecing together its story. And here is what I have learned. As Egypt declined and the Greeks had their turn to flourish, their souls came here in great numbers. But instead of adopting our ways, they copied and corrupted them. When they found the obelisk bearing the name Osiris, the true god of the underworld, they desecrated it, removing his name and replacing it with Hades. Even the ferryman of the dead, known to my people long before as Kerti, they renamed to Keron. As if that desecration was not enough, they built over this place, using it as the foundation for their own underworld, so that ours was forgotten.
It's fucked up, Kabash.
My only solace is that the Greeks then suffered the same fate when the Romans rose to power. renaming Hades to Pluto, and the cycle began anew.
So what's the problem with this plaque?
It is inscribed with a script I do not recognize, but it is ancient, almost as if it is older than the plaque bearing Osiris's name. But if that is so,
The Egyptians
it
just stole
would
it from someone
imply
else.
The gods of Egypt are mere imitations too, copied and corrupted from an ancient people who prospered even before us, and that my people did to them what the Greeks and Romans did to us. But this I cannot accept. I sense a deception. Perhaps it is the work of Set, the usurper, seeking to undermine Osiris once more.
I mean, I'm sure the Greeks in fucking... What does the inscription say?
You will never know. This work of sacrilege must be destroyed, thrown into the black abyss below in Osiris's name.
Please. Please don't.
You are too late. It is done.
I wish I
It
hadn't done
could
that.
not have gone any other way. It was
God
Osiris's
damn
will.
it, Kabosh.
Now, the thing of evil you sought is gone. Why are you still here?
God damn it, what's your
I
story,
am from
Kabosh?
Rakotis, which you may know as Alexandria, the name of the city the Greeks built over it. I was a fisherman, like my father before me. Since the Romans had taken over from the Greeks, I took the opportunity to learn Latin and eventually traveled to Rome. When the fires broke out last year, I tried to help. I gathered terrified locals into my boat and led many of them to safety farther along the Tiber. On my 7th trip, a passenger demanded I wait for his brother. But we were full to almost sinking, and smoke was all around us. I told him his brother would have to save himself, and he tried to bribe me by placing a coin into my hand. When I refused, he drew a dagger and thrust it between my ribs. I awoke on the banks of the river to a stranger wearing a ram headdress. He said his name was Kirti, and at the time, I simply thought him odd. It did not dawn on me until much later that he was the Kirti,
The one and
the
only
ram-headed ferryman
Kirti.
described in the Book of the Dead.
You know, way out of here.
This is where I belong, as caretaker of the memories of my people. If our ways are to be remembered, it falls to me.
Okay, fair. What do you think about the golden
I think
rule?
if someone is to break the golden rule, it will not be me. For I try to live as I always have by the command of the goddess Ma'at. Do to the doer to make him do. As for
Do to the doer to
punishment
make
that
him
will
do.
come from it, I finally understand why it has long been said among my people that gold is the skin of the gods.
What do you think is down there?
I do not know. What could possibly lie beneath the underworld?
I have no fucking
Perhaps
idea.
it is infinite darkness. Perhaps it is the lair of Amit, the devourer
Am I gonna have
of
a boss
souls.
battle?
All I know is it would be unwise to venture down there.
Perhaps.
Most unwise.
Okay, fair. I'll be
Good.
going now. Down the
Be
hole.
gone from this place. Wait. You are planning to go down there. I see it in your eyes.
Definitely.
You would plunge into the depths of the Duat with no way back up. Madness.
I'll find a way back up.
We shall see.
Well, we don't really have much of a choice here. We're gonna have to go down below. But we'll do that next time.
Beware the children of Amit.
Thanks.